Banks won't lend money to a business seeking to acquire larger contracts because it's not viewed as an asset. So if you are a small startup company, funding for expansion may be hard to obtain. Accounts receivable financing could be the key to funding for a startup with desires to bid on large government or corporate contracts. So what is accounts receivable financing? It is the selling of your accounts receivable invoices for cash versus waiting 30 to 60 or 90 days to do so. Banks won't lend money to a business seeking to acquire larger contracts because it's not viewed as an asset. So if you are a small startup company, funding for expansion may be hard to obtain. Accounts receivable financing could be the key to funding for a startup with desires to bid on large government or corporate contracts. Securing the services of an accounts receivable financing company will allow a small company to bid on almost any contract within reason. A small company would know in advance that the funds needed to produce goods or provide services are available once they win the contract. In fact, some slasher companies will advise you on which companies they will factor invoices from and which to avoid. Federal government contracts are considered gold, however, not all factoring companies can handle government receivables. One of the major concerns for most small business owners is how much does accounts receivable financing cost? Between 1 to 5% generally speaking. Since accounts receivable financing rates depend on the creditworthiness of your customers, your average invoice, average payment cycle, and factoring volume, it's hard to predetermine the exact cost of the money. However, you should remember, whatever the cost is, it's tax deductible, and this is important. This means that the cost to factor is offset by IRS. Not all factoring companies are created equally. You can't tell that by looking at their web pages. A cash flow consultant or an accounts receivable broker can steer you in the right direction. There are issues such as process to acquire funding. Will the accounts receivable financial company, factoring company handle your collections? Will they provide the funds through a credit card, or will they wire the monies into your business checking account? Will the accounts receivable financial company factor with recourse or without recourse? Meaning, will they take responsibility for the debt, or will you, the client, take ultimate responsibility? Sometimes a broker has a choice, but not all the time. For instances, there are not that many companies that provide accounts receivable financing for healthcare or construction. It all depends on what type of business you have and what your needs are. These are just a few facts about accounts receivable financing you might not have known. Hopefully you found these helpful. If you would like to learn even more about how you can increase the bottom line of your own business, then you are more than welcome to contact us, and we will take a look at your unique situation and offer some sensible solutions that would work best for you.